What's up, guys? This is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys had a great week, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend on tap. But for now, let's get to it. Today, I want to talk about something that always bothered me. You know, when you're going through something or somebody wants to check on you, a lot of times they go through other sources. They don't come to you directly. They ask other people around you, hey, how's Billy doing? How's Sally? Why don't you ask Billy or Sally yourself? Why don't you go directly to the source? You want information, go to the person that's struggling. Go to the person who you're asking about. Don't go beating around the bush. That's weak. And you're never going to get the answer you're looking for. But what it demonstrates is that you might be nosy and you don't want them to know that you're asking about them. Go directly to the source. And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is a simple concept. If you want to know how someone is doing, ask them directly. Don't ask their friends. Don't ask their coworkers or ex-coworkers. Don't ask their family members. Don't ask the people who think they know them. Go directly to the source. It sounds obvious, but it's amazing how often many don't do this. We live in a world where assumptions spread faster than facts. People build entire opinions about someone based on what they heard from somebody else who heard it from somebody else. By the time the information gets to you, it barely resembles the truth. This is stuff that happened in elementary school, guys, and it still happens in adulthood. Think about a workplace that you're either at now or you were at before. How many times have you heard someone say, I heard he's looking for another job? I heard she's unhappy. I heard management is making changes. I heard the project is in trouble. Most of the time, nobody actually knows. They're repeating information that has been filtered through multiple people. It's like the old game of telephone that we played as kids. One person starts with a simple message. By the time it reaches the 10th person, the message is completely different. The workplace itself is full of telephone games, and so are friendships, so are families, and so are communities. And unfortunately, social media has made it even worse. People make assumptions based on a post, based on a picture, based on a comment, and based on something that somebody shared. And suddenly, they think they know exactly what's happening in another person's life. The truth? Most people have no idea. Let me give you an example. Over the last year, I've experienced unemployment. And during that time, you know what I learned? People assume a lot. Some assume you're doing great because they saw a smile in a picture online. Some assume you're rich. I had someone actually ask me if I was retired already. Others assume that you're falling apart because they haven't heard from you. Some assume that you're broke. Some assume you're motivated. Others assume you've given up. And the funny thing is that many of these people never actually ask me directly. They just guess. And that's what assumptions are. Guesses. Not facts, guesses. When we stop talking directly to people, we start filling in the blanks ourselves. And human beings are terrible at filling in the blanks. We often fill those blanks with our own fears, insecurities, experiences, and biases. That's why direct communication matters. If you're wondering how your friend is doing, call them. If you're wondering how your employee is doing, ask them. If you're wondering how your spouse is feeling, talk to them. If you're wondering how your child is handling something, sit down and have a conversation. Don't rely on secondhand information. Go directly to the source. One of the biggest mistakes leaders make is managing through intermediaries. A leader hears a complaint from someone, and instead of talking directly to the employee involved, they form an opinion. And that is dangerous. Strong leaders gather information firsthand. They listen, they ask questions, they seek understanding before making judgments. The same principle applies to all relationships. I've seen friendships end because of misunderstandings that could have been resolved in a 5-minute conversation. I've seen family members go years without speaking because they believe something they heard from someone else. I've seen coworkers create conflict over assumptions that weren't even true. And every time I see it happen, I think the same thing. Why didn't anyone simply ask? You know what direct communication requires? Courage. Because when you ask someone directly, you might hear something you don't want to hear. You might discover you were wrong. You might learn that your assumptions were completely off base. And for some people, that's uncomfortable. It's easier to speculate. It's easier to gossip. It's easier to ask everybody except the person involved. But easy does not make it right. And easy doesn't get you the truth. The strongest relationships in life are built on direct communication, not assumptions, not rumors, not interpretations, communication. When someone knows they can come directly to you, trust grows. When people know you will ask questions instead of making assumptions, respect grows. When people know you'll listen before judging, relationships become stronger. This is especially important in today's world. People are struggling. Some are dealing with financial hardship. Some are dealing with health issues. Some are battling depression. Some are grieving. Some are fighting battles nobody can see. And sometimes, actually many times, the people who look strongest on the outside are carrying the heaviest burdens. That's why asking matters. A simple question can change everything. How are you doing? Not the casual version, the real version. The version where you actually care about the answer. The version where you're willing to listen. The version when you're willing to stay present if the answer isn't what you expected or wanted to hear. Sometimes people don't need advice. They don't need solutions. They just need someone willing to ask and listen. So here's my challenge for all of you. The next time you're curious about someone, go directly to them. The next time you hear a rumor, verify it. The next time you're tempted to make an assumption, pause. Pick up the phone, send the text, schedule the conversation. Have the courage to communicate directly because the truth is usually found at the source, not through somebody else's interpretation, not through gossip, not through speculation, at the source. And if we all spent a little more time talking to people instead of talking about people, I think we'd have stronger workplaces, stronger friendships, stronger families, and a whole lot fewer misunderstandings. I've dealt with this a lot in my life. Do you know how many times we all have heard, man, I heard so and so was doing this. I heard so and so was doing that. I made a vow years ago that I would not talk about people behind their back. The only caveat is if I'm talking about them in a positive manner, if I'm uplifting them, if I'm boosting them up, if I'm trying to help them move forward, if I think it's going to be a benefit to their character, their livelihood, and it gives them an opportunity to thrive, then yes, your name will come up. Because I'm trying to boost everyone. And I do that primarily because I've seen people try to crap on me behind my back, make all kinds of false accusations, false thoughts, false narratives. There have been times in my life where I've had conversations with people that misunderstood what I was going through We sit down and 5 minutes into the conversation, they realize, oh my goodness, I had no idea what this gentleman was going through. 5 minutes. Stop assuming things from seeing pictures online. Don't assume because people are smiling that they're not crying inside. I learned a long time ago, believe nothing that you hear and only about 50% of what you see. Because people will paint a picture. We're human beings are great for painting fake pictures, for making things look great. I can open the door right here and take a picture of the sunrise and say, what a beautiful day. And somebody somewhere will be like, he must have gotten a job. Things must be turning around. He's doing well. He doesn't need any support because of one freaking picture. Stop being so naive. Stop making assumptions. Stop trying to come up with your own narratives about people without talking to them. We're grown adults. We got to do better, especially in 2026. There's enough hatred going on above us. So the rest of us need to find a place of love. And a place of love is picking up the phone and talking to people to see how you can help them, how you can support them, or just listen to them because they are going through it. As always, this is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And until next time, I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. Actually, a blessed weekend. Pick up that phone, reach out to someone. Stop making assumptions. Become an adult. Do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. That's it. It's simple, but somehow this has gotten lost in translation. Don't let other fools make you a fool. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Take care.